What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Peppy's Point of View. And I'm your favorite host, Peppy. And today, we're not talking about music. Oh no, I want to dish out the dirt on who dropped kicked who in these entertainment streets, literally and figuratively speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I don't really like to cover reality television. I don't. I did try, I just couldn't because you know what? It deadens the brain cells. Okay, like I like my brain cells, and I just can't do reality television like that. Okay, I just can't. At best, I probably would try to watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I am faithful to that show, so if I watch anything, I'm going to watch that first. However, today, obviously, maybe there was a marathon with Married to Medicine this evening, and I found myself watching a couple of episodes and I just cringed. I had to come in and give you guys my 2 cents. And as I said before, I really have to feel like I have something to contribute before I even, talk about anything. And for the life of me, it just kept saying, like, this is something you want to talk about. Talk about it. Talk about it. And so finally I said, I am going to do it. I missed the last episode, I guess what you want, the season finale. I missed that one because I was just so done with, I think, the third episode that I watched until I was like, you know what, just forget it. And I just so happened to turn back over to Bravo and to discover that I, excuse me, just had made the last 5 minutes of the season finale. And listen, if I'm going to talk about anybody right now, I think her name is T. Okay. I don't know all of the characters' names on the show. I don't, but I believe this is G, right? G is, uh, what G is his name? Greg? I'm not sure. Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure, but I'm going to give some good advice to T is who what I want to give to anybody would be T. Yeah, I think his name is Greg. So I'm gonna give some advice to T because see, I'm gonna say this right now. Quad, you ain't ish. Okay. Let's just go and put it out there. Quad, you ain't ish. You ain't ish. You ain't ish. Like this lady here, I'm here to tell you, I just don't like, and I know that it's a show, and I just never came out to tell anybody, say to anybody that I just simply don't like someone. But Quad, you know what? You full of it, okay? And your cast members are full of it. All of you, you are full of it. Like, let's just go ahead on and put it out there. You guys do not like each other. That's number one. And I think what's her name, Mariah? Because that's when I stopped watching the show. What's her name, Mariah? What was the name of the lady who uh first started out? I think it's Mariah. Yeah, like I just stopped watching it after the way the things went down with Mariah. I stopped watching it uh after that. But to be quite honest with you, Quad just, I mean, I'm gonna say it one more time, Quad, you ain't ish. To me, I feel like, no, I'm not feel like, I'm gonna have to say allegedly, but we all know that Quad is the reason why there is turmoil among these four right here. Okay. Quad, you started that, and you know you started it. I blame it on the alcohol, but we all know that alcohol is the truth serum, right? No one tells the truth like what? Babies, older people, and alcohol. It's just what it is. And at first, I'm saying to myself, like, I just really and truly don't believe that this is unfolding the way it's unfolding. But you did. What you did was is what all of you guys accused Phaedra of doing. I missed the part when Apollo came in too, on the beach or the pool party scene. or was it the beach scene, whatever. So I missed that part of what went down with Apollo. So I'm gonna have to go back. But from my understanding, everybody said that what went down with Phaedra was is that it backfired in her face because she knew Check knew Apollo, and so it backfired in her face. When I'm saying it right now, it backfired in Quad's face, and the reason why I feel like the entire cast members are on Quad's side is just basically for the show, and all of you guys are just full of it. You are manipulative over there on that show. You are gaslighters on that show, and some of you are just straight out narcissistic on the show. Well, let's just say some narcissistic tendencies, all right? Because it just really, truly doesn't make any sense that here you are, Quad sitting back there, sitting in front of this man and his wife, talking about their marriage, and how you stood there and you continue to poke the bear. Over and over and over again, to the point that I am surprised that nothing went down right then and there. But what you guys did, and everybody on the show, was like, oh my God, this is just so uncomfortable. Like you guys whispering on the side, being your messy selves as you usually are. And so now you found yourself sitting over there, and to the point like made everybody uncomfortable. Made Greg uncomfortable. Made T uncomfortable with the situation. And then you got King over here who's pretty much not saying anything. And then for King to then turn around because he already told her what he said about her then. Maybe you did hear, maybe you didn't, but the only thing that I could think of is that maybe the producers came up to you and said, okay, well, you need to talk about this because people are talking about it now, and they're probably saying that you didn't say anything to Greg. So for the fact that you to have to come back up and say something to Greg after Greg pretty much told her, I can't quite remember what exactly that he did say, but he pretty much told her how he felt about her. And so now you're trying to say, oh, no, you just can't say whatever you want to say to my woman or well, no, she's definitely not your wife, but you can't say whatever you want to. And so now you trying to save face and trying to get into a storyline. But your storyline, King, is going to get you caught up in some mess over there on the show because we already know, number one, that Quad just have you on the show for a storyline. We know this. So let me pull this back for a second, okay? Because like I said, this here is just got on my nerves. So let me just throw out this little bit of advice. And this is the thing that when I saw it unfold, and I said, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I see how this is happening. Number one, first of all, I thought the Quag and King was married. I did. That's just me. They're not married. They're just in a relationship. So number one, that's strike one, T. T, that's the reason why you're ahead of this thing. And for me personally, I wouldn't even entertain Quad because at the end of the day, Quad would not be saying what Quad is saying, feeling what Quad is feeling if she felt like that she needs a man. Let's just put it out there. She needs a man and she needs a storyline. And since Greg came back, if you will, and now he has a wife, T, which is you. You're not an unattractive woman at all. Like I said, and the thing that I like most about her, and I hope that this doesn't happen, I hope T does not go out and get things done to herself because I really truly just like the way she is right now. She doesn't have to do anything extra. Please don't. These folks start approaching you about, you need to do a little bit of this and take this in and pull this out. I hope that you don't do that, okay? That's number one. Now that's number two. So you are Greg's wife. You are not Greg's side piece or girlfriend. Quad got a boyfriend, and Quad trying to find a storyline, and Quad needs a husband. Do you see what I'm saying? So she's probably even bitter about that, number one. So I wouldn't even entertain her. I wouldn't. So for Greg to sit up there and have to tell you over and over again, you know what, to be quiet, or you good, or this, that, and the other, I keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't hang around Quad. I wouldn't even talk to Quad. If Quad makes a comment about anything, you know what I do? I ain't trying to be funny. You know what I do? I show up with another gift. I would. If I'm sitting there with Quad, I mean, in Quad is in our presence or whatever, and she's making shots at us, you know what I do? I go over there and kiss Greg. You see what I'm saying? That's what y'all need to be doing. Y'all need to be loving up on each other, giving each other gifts and this, that, and the other, and all that stuff. And if you got any drama in your relationship, I wouldn't bring it to the show. I definitely wouldn't bring it to the show because Quad is already bringing all the drama anyway. You don't even need to bring the drama. Quad is a very unhappy individual right now. Her marriage did not work out. And then her husband turned around and then got married on her. Her ex-husband and got married on her. And King is going to find himself in a particular situation at this moment in time where, you know what, it's not going to last. The relationship with King is not going to last. It's not, because the same way that Quad is trying to run Greg is the same way she's trying to run King as well. We just saw a little bit of snippet of that where they was talking about moving in together. I mean, first of all, it is your house. So I don't understand if you really want to be with this man. I rent my house out too. It's my house. Well, I just don't want to have somebody else having a house, putting a house on me. Well, it's both of yours. You got a house. Rent that sucker out. If you really and truly want to be with him. And as far as Greg is concerned, you know what? Yeah, I one up you. Yeah, I would have. Yes, I would press the charges and keep the charges going simply because of what you stepped in some quad mess is what you did, King. You fell for it. So I would too. Just for the sake of, you know what, I ain't got time for it. So now you guys want to, kind of make this thing be bigger than what it is. Everybody on the show like, well, you forcing us to choose. I mean, Greg is not forcing, Greg and T is not forcing anybody to do anything over there on that show as far as the way you guys allowed the show to be edited over there. They haven't done anything. I mean, I just like this, like I said, I just can't watch this I just can't watch these reality shows. Like I said, I just can't do it. And for the life of me, I'm here to tell you, like you, and here's another thing too. What's going to end up happening? Everybody's sitting up here, pretty much for the most part, taking Quad's side, where Quad is going to end up arguing with one of them in a circle anyway. That's the reason why I sit back and say, you know what, let them take themselves out. Because T, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up what? Losing your husband. Is what you end up going to do. Whether if you want them or not, you're going to end up losing them. You got more to lose than they do. And we all know the situation with Greg right now. I mean, not Greg, but with King right now. I'll just bring King out. Why? Because he, you know what? Let me go get me, somebody to poke in Greg's face, to put in Greg's face, to make Greg feel small. Greg is not thinking. I just really truly don't think that Greg is thinking about this man, as far as him physically, him being younger, any of those things. I just really and truly don't think that this man is thinking like that. I don't think any of the guys over there, for the most part, is thinking like, let me work out more, let me, be younger looking, so on and so forth. Now, that's the women stuff over there. That's what they're doing. The men over here on this show, they ain't doing stuff like that. How I know? Because if it was, they would have did it by now. Would have. You are adding insult to injury, Quad. It's pretty much what you're doing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And that's the reason why I knew. I was like, wait a minute. So they're not married. That lets me know even further right now how, oh, well, I got to have my man, got to be around me. He the press charges, so I can't be around my men when they're around this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. You know what? You just pretty much doing that, like, as I said, for a storyline. We know this. I can't say that if Greg married, T for a storyline, he very well could have. Well, let me bring somebody else in and let me get married, so on and so forth, or what have you. No, I don't think at the end of the day, this is just me personally, just looking at how the show has been edited. I don't think Greg is really and truly paying any attention to this woman. I just really and truly don't think that. But I do think that if you continue to bring up stuff and keep poking the bear like that, people are going to eventually say something. It's eventually going to happen. So again, T, keep your mouth shut. I wouldn't say a word. I really truly wouldn't. If they come up to you and ask you anything about Quad, just say, you know what you're saying? Quad who? See, that's how I do it. I'll be like, Quad, who is Quad? Come on now, are we acting like that? I don't know who she is, so I'm good. So whoever this person is that just keeps bringing up my name and keeps talking about my husband or so on and so forth, you know what? That's her. I don't even know who she is. I just wouldn't entertain it at all. I just wouldn't. As a matter of fact, you better believe it. If I'm definitely in the scene with her, I'm not engaging in any conversation with her about anything. As a matter of fact, see, talk about me being petty. You know what I do? And if they make me talk to her, if in a scene they say, well, now, well, contractually, you got to be in scenes and you have to talk to her, you know what I would do? I'll go out and learn a foreign language. So therefore I can speak in a foreign language so she so she can don't understand what I'm saying. I speak in a foreign language. Be like, what? I don't understand what she's saying. You got that right. And that's it. And now all of a sudden, all the other guy was like, "Oh, well, you're forcing us to choose, or whatever happens in the circle, we need to deal with it in the circle. We don't need to get the police and things like that involved." No, see, I think the problem is, you know what? I just one upped you. That's what happened. Y'all didn't think that was going to happen. You thought I was just going to go like, "Oh, okay, this, that, and the other, and it's over with." No, you did it. You did it. Now, personally, no. Personally, at the end of the day, no. I don't think that Greg probably should go any further with it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely keep it out there. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I keep it out there, because Quad is the one who's messy. That's the reason why. Quad is the one messy. And before you know it, next season or whatever the case may be, she and King probably will not be together because Quad is going to do something to mess that up. That's just at the end of the day. We already know where that's going. It's not going to last. So T, I'm here to tell you, leave this woman alone. Leave her alone. Ignore her. You don't know who she is, T. That's the way you need to act from here on out. I don't know. And you need to thank the heavens. And I hate to say it this way, but you really do. You need to thank the heavens that you ended up with a man that didn't have any children by this woman. And I'm not trying to be funny. I can't, because misery loves company. It is what it is. Go ahead on, move on, and have a relationship with your husband. And I think that's pretty much what Greg was pretty much trying to say. Just leave this alone. This man is not trying to tell you, shut up and be quiet. And he's not trying to put you in the in your place. I don't think so. I think he was trying to say, you know what, leave this one alone. But anyway, it is what it is. If you made it this far in my commentary, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say just go ahead on and hit the like button, the share button, subscribe button, leave a comment, all that stuff. I appreciate you so much, for your support over here. And also, too, remember my motto over here is simple: put your behind where your heart desires to be. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. All right. Talk to you guys later.